Okay. To you guys that did not do the vinyasa flow just now, we are in a topic called Dvesha. It's a klesha. Klesha means poison, and we are diving into what binds us and keeps us in what the Buddhist calls suffering. I'll just read aloud to you. So you, let's see here. So that one, Kleshas here. So Dvesha, the fourth klesha, means aversion, hatred, or repulsion. Patanjali defines it in this way: aversion, dvesha, is that which is based on sorrowful experiences. Dvesha is the repulsion felt towards any person or object that is a source of pain or unhappiness to us. Repulsion and attraction are two faces of the same coin. Looking for pleasure and avoiding pain has never been a valid spiritual path. They both keep the human being at the level of the mind, grasping for what is pleasurable and rejecting what it is not pleasurable. They both direct the being in the external world, keeping the illusion that we may attain happiness by rejecting that which produces suffering and embracing that which gives us pleasure. Dvesha is only raga, attachment, in the negative. In fact, this pair governs most of our lives, consciously and or unconsciously, conditioning us, and it is the breeding ground for our worldly desires. Yeah. So if you didn't hear all of what I read, you can just rewind and listen to it again. Yeah. So let's arrive again, since some of you did not join the lesson last. To me, when we are to face what is painful, to face traumas or really bad experiences or sorrow or grief, the best way to do it is to be grounded 100% in our body, calm, and in a relationship to earth. So we'll just settle on what we're sitting on, and hopefully you have a bolster. There are links on the group where you can buy bolsters at Husta. It's really cheap. Apparently one bolster $199. So let's settle on whatever you're sitting on. Wriggle your seat. And then almost as if you could collapse down on it. Try to, I let myself collapse down. This is not the time to be pretty. I'm just down. And from this heavy state, you stay in touch with the bolster or block, and you start to lengthen the spine without losing the connection with what you're sitting on. So you keep the heavy weight, yet you still grow up. It's like a flower, right? This is spring. It's like, oh, it's spiraling up, it's curving a little bit, it's trying to reach for the sun, but it's very much in the ground still. Ooh, it takes it time to grow towards that light, but it never ever comes out of the dirt, never comes out of the earth. It's whoa, planted. And then at one time you find that straight line in your spine. And you're still very much connected to what you're sitting on. Find your lungs. You can also move your hands to your back. Find your lungs on your back. Say hello. Navel into your tummy. Breathe sideways, even. Relax your jaw, your shoulders. Then count to 4, 6, or 8. Make your inhalations just as long as your exhalations, so they become music that plays in a very sweet and equal harmony. So you count, inhale, and you count, exhale, and you stay with the symphony of your lungs. Then you add on 1, so now you count to 5, 7, or 9. So you breathe a little deeper. A little longer. And notice how that affects your body. One last time. Hands to heart. 3 ohms and send the sound down in your seat. Down in your pelvis, the pelvic floor, the lower organs, the intestines, the sexual organs. So send the Om sound way down below. Deep inhale. Namaste. And we'll just come into downward facing dog straight away. So come onto your mat and just come into downward facing dog. Don't think so much about it being pretty or anything. This is just a place you enter to meet yourself. It's a transit pose. It's a well-being pose. You just say hello to your arms, your shoulders. You say hello to one leg, and then the other leg. Then you take your bolster on the inside of your right hand. You take a blanket or something soft and prepare it for your left knee. Then you move your right foot on the outside of the bolster, outside of your right hand. And you put your hands on top of the bolster, and then you melt down. So the left pelvic half comes down. And you just arrive here, and you look at your ankle, and you feel that it's under the knee. Then you take the left knee down on your blanket or pillow. Let the left foot come down. And then you can use a block under your elbows on top of the bolsters if that is good for you. Or you can simply put your elbows on the bolster. You need something under your forehead here. You need a block under your head so your head is fully rested on something. And then you just relax and let go and melt into your hips. And let gravity work. Relax your jaw. 'If you are so fortunate that you have bolster number 2, you can put the bolster number 2 into the left leg that is in the floor, in the mat. So you lean onto it. Wusta, Biliya bolster. And according to Trine, they're pretty good. Two minutes left. So the front foot is in the floor. And it has 0 degrees. You can also, if you don't have a bolster number 2, you can use a block on the left side, so it has something to arrive on. Restorative is about supporting yourself, and it's supporting yourself in what is uncomfortable. It's to find the sweet breath, the slow breath, so you may breathe in what is painful. My leg is really not in a good place. It's to meet the sorrowful experiences with self-care. See if you can let go of your shoulders, relax your tummy. Ooh, and that was 3 minutes. Now slowly come up. Move your stuff to the side or to the front. You're gonna need it on the other side. Hands into the mat. Lift up the back knee. Use your tummy muscles and the sound of S. Inhale, straighten that. Oh, oops. That was a plant on the table. And come into downward facing dog again. This is just a transit position. This is saying hello. It's a place of well-being where you can meet your tendons, your muscles, what is sore. And you move your blanket or pillow. Inhale, the left foot comes up, and you take the left foot outside your left hand. This is called lizard pose. You take the bolster on the inside. You melt down. You take the right knee down, back foot down. Just a moment. Restorative is the opposite of stress. It's the opposite of hurrying. It is really taking your time. It is the gentle meeting of yourself, where we practice patience. Have your ankle and heel under your knee on the front foot. Straight under. Just check it. And then you get ready to come onto your elbows. And your sides may differ. Maybe you need 2 blocks on top of the bolster here to come down. Maybe this is your beginner point here. For instance, I'm much tighter on this side. My left hip joint is more constricted and conditioned than my right. So I take more time to enter the depth of this joint. Again, you can use a block under the right thigh or bolster number 2. It's important in restorative. It's so important that you support yourself the right way. If you don't, you can hurt yourself more. And I know some of you have experienced that. I know some of you wrote me that you actually had pain, a lot of pain after. My theory is that you did not support yourself enough. That you crossed your boundaries in an unhealthy way. You did not listen. Not enough. You didn't meet yourself, you just pushed through. And that's my theory. It may not be so. It may be something else, But restorative, because we're here for such a long time in every pose, and it is a total release and relax position. You need to let go. Then you have to be able to land on something, arrive on something. Also, it's better to do a little less than too much. Take your time, get to know yourself. Maybe you've never done this before. If you've never done this before, then you don't know yourself in this kind of way. You need to get to know yourself. And it's like you get to know your neighbor, right? It takes a long time to get to know a person. You fall in love, you have an idea of who the person is, but half a year later, the person wasn't as you thought, because beneath it all, there's something else. And you're the same. If you never took your time to meet yourself in this way, don't expect to know yourself in a couple of minutes. And if you don't know yourself, how can you expect another person to know you or see you? slowly we start to come up. Roll the bolster forward. Lift up the back knee. Take your time to get the hip back in, and then use the sun dvesha. Enter downward facing dog, just to say hello. It's like if you're one of those persons who always hurry, and all you do is activity that requires speed. If all you do is spinning or cross-country skiing, but not in the slow enjoyment of nature way, but I need to compete fast, 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 fast. If that's what you've been doing your whole life, playing soccer, running, then you know yourself pretty well that way, maybe. But you don't know yourself when you're trying to slow down and do the complete opposite of what you're doing your whole life. And that takes time. It takes time to say hello to you. Take the bolster beneath you. Move your pillow or blanket so it can come under the left knee. And then you take the right knee in towards your chest and you swing it over the bolster. You can use a sofa cushion as well if you don't have a bolster, or a sleeping bag, but it's really not the same. I advise everyone to get a bolster if you want to do restorative in a healthy way. Move, slide and glide. Square the hips. Some of you may need something under the left hip to come up to square the hips. Some of you may need something extra, an extra block under the right seat to square the hips. Some of you may need a block under the knee. I'll show you in a minute if you have knee problems what you can do. But right now, let's just come in to pigeon prep. And then you can take another bolster number 2 under your chest, or blocks under your chest. And relax. It's 3 minutes here. And your job is to relax and release. Relax and release down. Let go. Give in to gravity. And if you have knee pain or ankle that you cannot lie on top of them, you can sit in this instead with the right foot in. You can sit on your sit bones. You can sit on the block, and then you use a block under the straight leg, and then you use a block under the bent knee as well. Then you use the bolster. Take forward and down, and you hang out here. So everybody can do this, even if they're super tight. You just need to support yourself, build yourself up on blocks. Maybe you are flexible, and then you just take the bolster on top of the leg, or inside the leg, and come down and hang out here for 3 minutes. when it comes to dvesha, which is a physical pain, I just had an experience where I felt my heart was splintered into a million pieces. That's a physical pain. And it was a person who created the suffering, or the relationship to this person. But it is my choice to let it dominate me. It is my choice to deal with it. How to deal with it. Can I let it go? Can I see it as an aversion? And find compassion instead of hatred. Slowly come onto your hands, and you just slide back on your right seat. Down. And travel into tabletop. And from your tabletop, just come into downward facing dog. Again to hello limbs, hello my legs, hello the pillow or blanket. Left knee to chest, and swing it over the bolster and rock. And again here, if you have knee problems or ankle problems, you sit down as I showed you before and just take the other side. And since you didn't do that for so long, you can probably start to change position now. And take your own time, 3 minutes on each side. Rock and find, maybe you should have another block under your left seat so your sits bones, they are horizontal. They are not the crooked tower in Pisa. And come down. Use bolster number 2. That's really, really nice if you are going to buy bolsters anyway. You can buy 2 if you can afford it. Come down onto your blocks. Find support so you may release and relax. Didn't I put the timer on? I think I did. Yes, I did. So, for instance, the example I gave in the last lesson with the man who came at my door and shouted at me because my dog is a free spirit and not on a leash. And I need to become aware of how that suffering and that pain affects me in my body. And then I need to go beyond and back into my essential self and see I am me no matter what. And I am to choose if this hatred should affect my here and now And how can I meet myself with compassion and more love? And how can I meet this person with more compassion and more love? And maybe I can't. And maybe my only focus should be compassion with myself and see and hear the birds singing. I cannot change his mind anyway. I cannot make this person understand. And slowly come up, roll backwards onto your left seat. And come on to the mat and just slide around. My dog, she's shedding this fur everywhere. I vacuum clean every third day and still it's blah. Now, knees are pointing in one direction and the bolster is into your hip and the bolster is lying with your mat alongside. Your knees one way, your feet one way, and then you take your arms up and then you turn, come back to center, turn to the bolster, come back to center, and then you start to move in this swinging movement. And then you swing over the bolster and you have one hand on each side of the bolster and you tummy towards the bolster, chest down and face and nose in the same way, direction as your knees. And you just relax and release here. Some of you may need a block under the bolster to come up higher. Maybe you need 2 blocks. You can build it up here. So you can lie like this if this is more comfortable for you. 3 minutes here. And then maybe some of you can lift your face up and turn your nose the other way around. This can be too much for some. This can be too heavy on your neck. So listen carefully. Some of you may be able to move your arms away from the bolster. And let your weight go down, down, down. So Dvesha can affect us in so many different ways. For instance, I had an extremely turbulent relationship with my mom. And even though she is dead, the pain that she caused in me is still there somehow. I healed a lot of it, but some of it is still there, and it is affecting me blindly in how I enter relationships today. I'm afraid of this. I can't handle that. I need relationships that I clear with clear boundaries, because in the relationship with my mom, she crossed my boundaries over and over again. So I cannot have people in my life today that crosses my boundaries. Hands to the bolster. Slowly, slowly roll up. It's really interesting with these dveshas or kleshas. I find it enlightening. And you can just swing around. You can just swing around till you leave the bolster. You just swing around. Sit into your bolster. Knees are in one direction. And you take your arms out, you move towards the bolster, and you create this swinging movement. And you swing, and you hold. And you take one arm, one hand on each side of the bolster. You turn your tummy the best you can towards the bolster. You build up the bolster. Maybe you didn't need it on the other side, but maybe you need it here. You slowly come down, tummy to the bolster, and face first to the same side as your knees. And you arrive here, you settle in here. You inhale, you come up with your face, and you turn the nose around. So when you think about Dvesha, and as I read to you in the beginning of the class, it's sorrowful experiences that affects us either consciously or unconsciously. And I really don't think, except maybe, Dalai Lama, or, high spiritual beings, Eckhart Tolle, Deepak Chopra, that maybe has cleansed themselves so much and are so aware of the Kleshas that they do not let them bind them. But us ordinary folks, there's no way that we don't have any Kleshas in us. It's just that most of us are unaware. Dvesha comes from traumatic experiences or sorrowful experiences. It clouds us. slowly come up, and we'll do one for the sacrum. Ooh. So take your bolster and put it across the mat, and then come on with your sacrum on the bolster. You come into the position of Setu Bandhasan, bridge pose, and you have the korsbena. Right now I can't remember the English word for that. But it's the long bone. You have the tailbone, and then you have the korsbena. So it's the long bone in your spine. It's not under solar plexus. So it's under the sacrum, under bäcknet. And then you put your palms up. Some of you may be able to stretch your legs here, but others it's enough if you just have your feet under your knees. Either the knees are straight up or a little bit in. So either a little bit in towards each other or straight up, but not out, straight up or in. Some of you may be able to lengthen your legs. Again, if you're not used to this, if you've never done it before, you do not know how your body will react after this. I had a student once. She has rheumatism, right? And she used to do these stretches, and then she came in and I did some restorative in a class, and she refused to do it. The pigeon prep with the bolster beneath, and she just wanted to do the ordinary pigeon prep, and she said, I know how this feels and this is good for me. And then I said, well, you don't know how it feels with this bolster under. Yeah, but it's not doing the same thing. And I was replying, you are right, it's not doing the same thing. It's doing something else. And this something else may be good for you, but you don't know till you actually try it. She didn't come back after that. She tried it, but she didn't come back, and most likely because I was right. Yeah? And her pride just got hit. Yeah? Her ego. Poof. So you don't know this. Some of you don't know restorative, and some of you in the group, they've done restorative for many, many years. If you don't know it, be careful. Take care of yourself. And please don't think that you know. Release your body down. Let go of your tummy. It's incredible how much we hold ourselves up by tightening between the intestines. It's like cramping a little bit around the intestines. Just let them go, but let your upper body roll down. take your feet towards your seat, if they're not there already, and just ooh. And now you will feel the effect. Slide back down on the floor. It's a vacuum clean. And come up. Let me see what time it is and how much you can do. Either you finish this with the bolster beneath your legs in a savasana state, or you finish it in reclined fish pose, supported fish pose, with the bolster on the long side into all the way, and it has to be in contact with your sacrum. Here you can build up the bolster make it higher if you want, if it's good for you. You can also have blocks under your knees here for support. Roll down, chin in, chin in, chin in, chin in, roll down, arms up, palms up. So it's up to you how you want to finish this class, either lying on your back or a fish pose, but this will be the last that we do. Take a deep breath and sigh out loud. Breathe into your seat. See if you can let your seat relax. Sink down into the mat. Let your sacrum relax. And feel the bolster beneath your body, wherever it is placed. Where does your body touch the bolster? How does your body feel on the bolster? Can you let the bolster receive more of your weight? Relax your jaw. Let go of your arms, your shoulders. Inhale, and we inhale more than we think we can. So we inhale, 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 inhale. A little bit more. Let go out of your mouth. We do it one more time. And when you exhale out of your mouth, you stay with the flush that comes within your body. It really is like flushing the toilet. Stay with that huge wave, that turbulence that comes when you exhale fully out after inhaling so much. We inhale together. Inhale. Inhale. More. 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 Let go. Then get ready. Slowly roll over and come into a foster position. No matter how you're laying down, come onto your side. You can use a block under your face, head, or underarm. Start moving fingers, toes, face. Start stretching. Wake up. And come into a seated position on your bolster or a block. Close your eyes. Again, journaling, I really highly recommend it. Land in your seat. Let your seat become heavy, down, energy down. Hands to heart. Three ohms and send it into your pelvic floor, your pelvis, your lower organs beneath the navel. Inhale. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Tomorrow there will be a sunrise vinyasa flow, 10 o'clock. I hope you will join me for that. Have a beautiful day.